What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with another review for you here. And today we're at the Capsule to talk to you about the 6th flavor variety of the HEB Thins chips. These are special recipe smoked Gouda, which, man, oh man, oh man, I am not familiar with anybody releasing Gouda flavored potato chips before.
They sound great.
Sound good. So this is the next in a long line of interesting flavors. Well, a relatively long line. First we had Korean barbecue, then skillet queso, pot roast, Italian sausage and peppers, and most recently, that you've seen the CTC review for, smoked brisket. So the 6th variety is right here in our hands. It's only $1.98 at HEB, and this is a big old bag. It's, let's see, it's 11 ounces, but it's a bulky 11 ounces. I mean, this is certainly a good value cost-wise, but, you know, hopefully they're better in the smoked brisket. We didn't really like those so much. You can go check out that review that we did. But we have really we like the skillet queso ones. We definitely like the pot roast ones. Check out that review from deep in the archives. Man, it smells pretty good. Smells pretty cheesy.
Let's take a look.
Take a look inside. How's that look?
Ooh, yummy. Okay. I can smell them from here.
So yeah, with the thins, I mean, you're looking at a kind of a little bit thicker lay, like almost like a borderline kettle style chip.
Wow.
But thin. And yeah, let's see how they taste. Brian?
Yeah. They smell like Gouda.
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd just like to applaud them on not absolutely annihilating us with assault like they did with the smoked brisket. The Gouda smell is so accurate. The Gouda taste, maybe a little bit less, though.
No.
Well, it's in there a little bit.
Yeah.
And it is salty. Don't mistake my words here. I'm just saying it's not as salty as the smoked brisket, but it's like a salty, kind of cheesy chip. Ryan, can you think of anything that you've tasted before that kind of has this sort of flavor? Because I feel like it's a familiar flavor, but I can't really put the pulse on exactly what it is.
Are you ready for me to blow your mind?
Do it.
McDonald's barbecue.
I could see it.
It's like a light, got notes of that.
McDonald's barbecue sauce. I can kind of see it.
Like very salty, very thin McDonald's barbecue.
Right.
I gotta say, this chip is better than ones in the past. It's thicker.
Do you think so?
I think so.
I don't notice much of a difference, but what I will say is that the chips themselves are really, really good. So if you're in Texas and you have HEB by you, I wouldn't recommend buying a name brand chip unless it's a Pringle over this. You know, if it's a Lay, Ruffle, whatever, I'd say this is better. Definitely cheaper. So, I don't know. I'll tell you what, they're kind of addicting though. You know, I feel like I could eat a bunch of these, which, you know, when you have like a strongly flavored chip, that's tough. That's tough to do. They definitely deserve some credit for that. You know, it is the salt definitely does add up. So, one thing I will say about these, it tastes like a deli smells. Not so much like Gouda cheese tastes like. I know what Gouda is. Don't think I'm dumb when I say that. It tastes like the smell of a deli. Like the mix of all of the cheeses when you walk by. It just kind of has that scent. Even like, they even kind of captured that sort of like waxiness of the cheese. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's impressive. That said, I am kind of the accumulated salt punishment does add up. Still not as salty as the smoked brisket chips, but my initial compliment was that it wasn't that salty. It's pretty salty. But weirdly addicting. Like, I still want to eat more. It's not prohibitive. It's definitely a case where I could eat many of these in one sitting, no problem. So I'm gonna just go ahead and just give the gimmick grade right now. You know that I love the line of HEB thins. I don't do many very super regionally specific products, but I always do the thins when they come up with a new special recipe. Look at how beautiful this packaging is. It has that kind of like tablecloth feel to it, and I think like just everything just really looks good, really clean. I like the sheen of the bag. The feel of the bag is really nice. I'm gonna give the gimmick. And look, smoked Gouda chips. I don't think it's ever been done. I don't think it has. Maybe it has. Prove me wrong. It's cool. I'll give it a 7.5. I'll give it a 7.5. You know, considering it's not like wild, crazy flavor, I'd say that's pretty darn good. Now, in terms of the taste is pretty good. I'm gonna have to count it down for the lingering saltiness after you string a few of these. But the chips themselves, the base chips, are really good. They're more like, they melt in your mouth, really. They're not like super crispy, crunchy, like Zaps or like Cape Cod chips. They really melt in your mouth. And a lot of them are like whole chips. Like they all look pretty darn good. You know, for a non-Pringle chip to stay like that and not just be a big messy glob of just crumbs, it's pretty nice. I don't know. I feel like I like these. I feel like I like these quite a bit, but factoring in the saltiness, I'll give them a 6.5. I think it had the potential to be a few grades above that. I'd say really there were some bites that I would rank as high as probably an 8, but when you just kind of factor in everything, I'll give it about a 6.5. So worth a buy, especially at $1.98, but not the kind of chip that you can have on a regular basis, not the kind of chip that's going to pair with that many things that would be salty. Ryan, what do you think? What do you think of the taste?
Good. It's good. Very salty.
Very salty. So, but pretty accurate overall, you think? So yeah, probably worth a buy. And I think you won't regret it. But yeah, just watch out for the saltiness. Have some water handy, or pair it with something that isn't salty, and I think that you'll have a pretty good experience with these. If you guys haven't yet, please check out the Smoked Brisket HEB Thins Chips review that we just did. And I know I gave you a little bit of a spoiler in terms of what we thought taste-wise, but if nothing else, they were super interesting. You know, so
Pot roast.
Yeah, and we checked out the skillet queso and pot roast chips a long while back. I don't know off the top of my head what number review that was, but it's 20 something. So go back, check that out, watch us in our infancy, see how far we've come. Spoiler, it's pretty much the same. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time, I will miss you until I see you. Cheers.